Stick around to the end for a good joke. Hey folks, I got a amazing innovation video that I'm gonna make for you right now, and it's innovations to me. But the biggest innovation is the use of the space in my shuttle bus, and I'm building a shuttle bus camper, and it's got a handicap lift. But let's just get right into it. And I'm gonna start with the front of the shuttle bus and just go through it. Some things are going to be innovations. Some things are just going to be how things are going to be, little things that are my ideas on how to make a nice camper that's easy to use and works good. So let me turn the camera around here. All right, we're looking towards the front, and I gotta apologize first for the clutter because this is a work in progress, and I'm too lamed up to do an awful lot of moving stuff around just so you get a little better look at things. But let's start in the front, and let's start right above the driver's seat. You see the mirror up there. I don't think I'm gonna move the mirror. Might move it to the right to where it gets up to where that yellow handrail is, but there's going to be a bunch of cameras or screens up there for cameras, and mostly it's going to be backup camera, a couple of them actually, one for my trailer that's going to be behind it, which will also see the hitch, and the other one will be a rear view camera so that I can watch it as I'm going down the road. And let's see. Oh, there'll be a front-facing camera that I can turn on, which is going to be, well, let me back up a second here. I've got a handicap lift that the VA has provided me for a handicap cart that's an off-road cart, and that's going to be mounted in the front. I've already got it on my 2006 Ford E350 van, and it's got a spare hitch on the passenger side in the front, so that if I need to, I can turn the shuttle bus around and hook up to my little trailer, which could be towed behind here. And I just finished putting that hitch on yesterday. But so I'm going to want a couple of rear view mirrors. There's also going to be 4 side mirrors or side cameras, one on each side, in the rear facing forward on the outside, and then one on each side in the front facing rearward. And those are mostly for security, but also would work good for backing up. Now those are going to be located on the screens are going to be located back in the living area where I can see it if I'm in bed or if I'm sitting on my recliner. But anyway, so lots of cameras. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 7 cameras. I want to be able to see if someone's outside trying to mess around with me, and maybe even hook one up to internet so that I can view it from my cell phone when I'm away from the shuttle bus. Got the storage up above the driver's seat there, you see. I'm going to keep that open to where I can put stuff in it because it's good usable space. And I've got another fan like that one you see on the right side there by the windshield. I've got another one of those, which I might move further back into the bus here. It's brand new. And then right now, my side door there that you see in the front, I've got the electric unhooked on that so that I can just open that up with my hand. But that's not secure, so I'm planning on putting in a key switch on the outside so that I can activate that door electrically, but also mount a push button inside so I can activate it from in here. I'm going out. And right now, to use that electrically, you've got to turn on the power on the dash, have your key in there and all that crap, and I don't need that. So, but the same thing with my handicap lift, which you see here. The only way you can activate that is by having parking brake on, thing in park, engine running at high idle, a whole bunch of crap to interlocks to make it safe, for if you got passengers or whatever. It's a safety device. But it's not working really good right now because the parking brake doesn't want to give its signal. But I'm going to put in a switch on that so that I can activate that even when the bus shut off, because it's not going to be something where I'm going to be using it up and down like you would if you're running a bus route with it. You're picking up a lot of handicappers. I'll still have to open those doors up and to be able to put the lift down and everything. I'm not bypassing any of those safety interlocks. Okay, the next thing that this is an innovation is that lift. You can see the rubber mat on it. It's got a open grid steel mesh floor in the lift, and that'd be kind of harsh if you're barefoot. So I put a rubber mat on there that's also got holes on it. You can see through them. And that's going to be my shower. And that's about 3.5 by 5 foot when it's down, but it's just going to go down to floor level. It's not going to go all the way down to the ground, although it could. But up top here, I've got what's called, I think it's called kick-ass. It's a shower enclosure that you can put on any roof rack. And I'm going to bolt that to the right-hand door on the inside. And if you're on the outside, the right-hand door is the one that you open up first, which is left-hand from here. And then I'll open up the other one, the one closest to us right now, which is going to have the shower enclosure on it. And that's about a 40-inch square enclosure canvas, and it stores away into a bag at the top. That's going to be my shower enclosure. That'll hang right down over this handicap lift when in use, and then I can just leave it there to dry, and I'll be able to shower basically outdoors without anybody seeing me. Okay, now the next innovation is this propane hot water heater. It's an instant hot water heater, tankless, and that has batteries. You can see the where the batteries go, and I've got the batteries down on the counter right now because I don't want them to corrode. But that starts itself when it sees water flow. You can see my shower wand there. That's long enough to reach anywhere I want out there into the shower, and also be able to come back so I've got hot water at my sink, because I'm not going to have a separate hot water heater for the sink. So anyway, that comes on and off every time you give flow. So you switch the button on the handle there on the wand off, and the fire goes out. And you can adjust the amount of flow and the temperature. So anyway, that's provided, the pressure from that is provided by a pump that I'll show you later. Another innovation I'm going to have is, I've got a lot of windows in this shuttle bus, and I love the views, if I'm camping. I've got 2 on the passenger side and 3 on the driver's side back here. And I've got a bunch of this window covering, which is perforated, and it's white on the outside. And you can't really see in unless you're really trying to. But you can see out. It darkens it down a little bit inside. But there's 2 purposes for that. One is for privacy, and the other one is for to bounce the sun off the window so it doesn't get so hot in here during the summer. Okay, so then let's see. We're going to continue on back on this side, but hang on just a second. I've got to pause and reset. Okay, so this is still on the passenger side. I've got a nice 4-foot kitchen counter there with it's a vinyl flooring, which is waterproof. And I got it all trimmed out with dark brown. And I've got what's called a bar sink back there just before you get back to the bed area. And I've only got the cold water hooked up on that because that's all I really need in that sink there. It's for doing dishes and for drawing water for cooking. But I've also got You can see it up here. A drinking water faucet. That's also cold water. And that goes down to a 3-gallon jug underneath the sink. The sink drains into, it's got 2 3-gallon jugs so that I have plenty of room for gray water. I don't anticipate using a sink too much. I don't where I live. I'm a hermit. And I use paper plates and plastic most of the time, which I can dispose of and burn it in the trash. Got a wall above here, which has got more of that vinyl flooring. And there's going to be a steel, actually a galvanized or a stainless steel pegboard up there, which I can hang cups and utensils from. Food trying to come up. Then I've got some cupboards here, and I'll give you a total after I'm all done showing you them, so hang on just a minute. Okay, so I've got 4 cupboard doors, and they've all got locking mechanisms on them. And I still got to do a little cleanup here, wood putty. But it's not for security, it's more just so they don't pop open when I'm going down the road. And let's see, here's inside the left one is a nice big shelf. And on this side here where you see the Burger King cup is going to be a custom-made crate that I've already had made. And as you can see, my hoses under there, a little twisty and stuff, they're all going to be neatened up with some plumbing strap. You can see the pink inside there. That's I've already winterized it. And you can see my pump under there, 12-volt pump. That thing runs almost silently. I've heard a lot of them, they're bang, bang, bang. This one here is just a thump, thump, thump. Okay, so then off to the right, you see my, this is my first gray water jug. It'll be one more of those in there, and then there'll be a regular freshwater jug in behind that. You see the hose that's going down here, that goes down to the floor so that I can empty out my tank really quick using a pump. It's teed off right there and valved. You see the 2 hoses coming from the wall here and going down. The big one is where you fill the tank, which is underneath the bed there behind that red bucket. And the smaller one is a vent so that you don't get an airlock and start burping water back out like it happens out a lot of motorhomes. So this right side door, that goes all the way down to the floor for the jugs. And that red bucket there is, that's my poop bucket. And I've got a seat for that, just a regular toilet seat that hooks to it. Okay, so let me move again here. I'm going to shut these doors. Oh, I forgot one more thing. Down below here, I've got a nice big drawer that pulls out, and a little bit of hidey space behind that, way back in there. This drawer is going to be for, say, silverware, spatulas, stuff like that. And small things that I'll need for a kitchen area. Maybe some spices and stuff like that. Okay, and then further back, let me move a little bit here. Take my chair with me because I don't do a lot of standing up. And again, sorry for the clutter because it's a work in progress. This is the foot end, what I consider the foot end of the bed. And you can see I got a little bit of a peeky hole underneath there that I can look out and see if someone's looking in at me. This, you see down here, there's a hole. And that area there is, that piece of plywood is hinged so that I got access to the top of the water tank, which is down there, the white with the orange strap holding it in place. Okay, so up above that, I've got 5 cubbies. These are elongated crates. Excuse me. So I got 2 of them that are vertical, 2 of them that are horizontal, and that 8x8 in the center there, where I can store small stuff. Now I've got a couple of drying racks for if you're doing your laundry inside, and those are going to hang over that area there, blocking anything that's stored in those cubbies for so they don't fall out. Okay, now I'm going to flip to the other side over here. There's another 5 of them. So right there I've got 10 cubbies for storing stuff. And right now it's just storing more tools and hardware and stuff. Then I've got the center part of the bed. Oh, well, this side over here, that flips up too. So I have access to the rear heater, some electrical, and the top of my diesel fuel tank, which is the silver object down there. And that's a 28-gallon diesel fuel. It's got its own hose going outside, and it's right above where my gas fill is for my engine, so that I can fill both those tanks up while I'm at the gas station. Excuse me again. These batteries here are temporary. I just got them for my diesel heater, which is right up there, right above the bed. I did some wiring in that yesterday. You see the big heavy wire coming down here. That's actually wire wrap, and I've got to continue with that, but I've got to uncoil some of my big heavy wires. I replaced the wires, 12-volt wires going up to that diesel heater, because when it's running, when it's starting and shutting down, it has a glow plug it has to start up, and they just don't give you adequate wire size from the Chinese factory where these diesel heaters are built. This right here is a great innovation, and a couple of reasons. First off, it's back in the bedroom area where I can heat just that area if I want to by putting a curtain across here. But it's also super simple to service. This that you see right here is the center part of my bed, which is hinged. I can lift that up and be able to walk right up to that diesel heater to work on it. And I'm trying to block out the sun from that window there. Pretty gloomy out today. It's been raining a little bit. However, the diesel heater, the exhaust of it goes right out the very back of the bus, right through the two wall thicknesses of fiberglass wall. And it puts the fumes outside. And of course, this window is always going to be latched tight and shut, weatherproof, when I'm running the diesel heater, so I won't get any fumes coming back in here. I got it open right now because I got electrical cord coming in there until I get my shore power plugs put in. Okay, so yep, I can walk right up to it and work on it, but it's real simple to work on. All I've got to do is unplug this white plug here, and then there's 4 beam clamps right there, C-shaped beam clamps. If I loosen those up and take those off, this whole heater will pull right down. I can put that down my lap and work on it. Just that simple. Oh, there's a fuel line hose, that white hose you're going to see up there. So just super simple to be able to work on that. And I've got a spare brand new that I just bought. And this one here is brand new. I bought it from some guy who bought it and never used it. So it's basically brand new. So I got this bed which can flip up. But underneath this bed, and sorry again for the clutter, trash and boards and stuff like that. Back across here, right down on the floor, is going to be some more of that rubber matting with the holes in it. And on top of that is going to be 5 100 amp hour LiFePO4 lithium batteries, 5 of them. So 500 amp hours of lithium batteries going to be right there. That's a huge amount of storage, and you can use 80 to 85% of the batteries where with your what do they call them? Your wet battery, your lead acid batteries, but they're deep cycle. You're only supposed to use 50% of the capacity of those. So, and the LiFePO4 batteries weigh half the weight, exactly half the weight. So those batteries are only 27 pounds each. and they're big batteries. Okay, so like I said, over here, underneath here is going to be, I've got a 2,000 watt inverter. I might up that to a 3,000 watt inverter because I'm going to have a microwave and possibly a toaster oven, which I've already got. But I've also got a 500 watt inverter, pure sine inverter, to change the 12 volt over to 110. The small one, the 500 watt, that's going to power my refrigerator, and that's about it. Maybe a few lights or something, I don't know. And also have a battery charger that I can use for torquing up these batteries if ever need be. But both those inverters are going to be under there. The big one is going to be for the microwave and coffee maker, possibly a toaster oven. We'll see. I'll have plenty of power to run any of those. Another innovation I want to talk to you about, let me turn the camera around here, is now we're facing the front, or I'm facing the back, you're facing the front. Is on the driver's side of the shuttle bus. That'll be over here. Below the windows, there's going to be 4 100 watt solar panels. They're going to be mounted solid to the side of the shuttle bus on a horizontal axis. So it'll be like 12 foot of solar panels mounted flat to the side of the shuttle bus. And below that is another 4 of them on hinges, which when I'm traveling, those will be in the folded up position so that the glass areas of the solar panels are facing each other. They'll be latched into position so that road traffic can't bust my glass, stone being thrown or whatever, and also get it away from where the wheel is. You don't want those things hanging down there because they're going to be maybe about 1.5 feet short of touching the ground. And those are going to be so that I can articulate them up to a better angle to catch the sun. So I'm going to have 800 watts of solar power. That's quite a lot, along with 500 amp hours of LiFePO battery storage. So I'll have gobs of power, and might as well talk about it. I've got a 2,000 watt generator. It's an inverter generator. Inverters are good because it has a pure sine to it. Sine wave is not a modified sine wave, and it won't harm your electronics like a TV or your laptop or tablets, your phone charging, stuff like that. And is also good for your microwaves and stuff. Electronics things don't like the modified sine wave. Modified sine wave is it's a choppy. See if I can show you here with my finger. Oh, I got the camera turned around. It's a up, down, up, over, down, below, up. It's back and forth, but it's a square form where sine wave is a wave, true wave, just the way your house is powered. That's what you want. Okay, so let's see here. Hang on a second. I'm going to turn you around again. Okay, the next innovation is where I'm going to store my propane. I've already got 1 tank in there. There's going to be 2 of them. Just got to get it in here. I'm going to get them pre-filled up before I do that. But down here is a tray, and that tray rolls out. It's on drawer slides, heavy duty. It'll hold up to 250 pounds, I think, which is more than enough for my propane. And so I can pull that out to service those. This door, here it is, will swing all the way around to go up against the bed when it's open. And for safety there, because I've got a little Chihuahua dog, and propane is heavier than air, so any propane leakage will go down. And down here, I'm going to have what I've already got is a propane fumes sensor. And that's going to be down close to the floor because that's where the fumes would go. I might even put a vent down there to where the stuff can escape down, but I would rather just use the soap trick, and spray all my connections every time I change tanks to make sure I don't have any leakage, because why waste the fuel, right? And there's my soapy water right down there. Anyway, that propane is going to serve two purposes. One, it's going to feed this 2-burner propane stove, range top, and I've got it covered up with I've been working on electrical, so my electrical tools are setting out. So it's going to make those burners so I can cook inside. And this window here, that opens up for vent. It's an exit window, emergency exit, same as the rear window, emergency exit. Anyway, but I've got another 4-foot countertop here. Keeps on going. And sorry again for the clutter. It's a work in progress. Then up here is going to have a bunch of my electrical stuff, all my meters and switches and stuff like that, for just about everything, except for, I'll get into more of that later. But anyway, let me close this door here. And these again are lockable, so that stuff ain't spilling out, when I'm traveling. Okay, under here, I got paint these black or more green, I don't know. It's just a office file cabinet, and it's lockable too. And that's where my big stuff, my pots and pans, are going to go. So I've got plenty of storage for those. And right above it is my cooktop, so I got plenty of counter space for that. I've got almost 4 foot of space between these two sets of cupboards, which is plenty of room because I'm handicapped, and someday I'm going to be using my wheelchair in here. Okay, hang on just a second. I'm going to turn around again. Okay, again, I got this lockable door. And under here, this is right underneath the stove. You can see the electrical plug there. That's actually got igniters for that. So that'll be hooked up to my 500 watt inverter. I've got 3 drawers. These 3 drawers I built myself, and they pull all the way out. And they're 20 inches deep and 8 inches wide. These are pantry. This one here is a tall one, as you can see. Hang on a second here. I'll hook down the door. That's a tall one for things like tall cans and boxes and whatever. And then these other 2 are the size for canned goods. And those are snug fit, so they aren't going to be rolling out on their own, although this lockable door is going to be what contains those anyway. All right, hang on a second. We'll move a little bit further forward here. Okay, now we're back to the front, facing the front again. And you can see my college dorm refrigerator with a freezer on top. And that's a taller one. That's like 44 inches tall. It's got a large freezer door on the top. And that runs off 110. And a nice refrigerator space underneath it. That's going to be what my 500 watt inverter is going to power. Majority of what it only runs at like 100 watts. So it kind of sips electricity. I'll have plenty of electricity anyway. That thing in the box there is that other new diesel heater that I bought. And it's just going to be put in storage because those things don't break down during the summer. They quit working in the winter. So I'll be taking that with me when I go camping, so that I can instantly change that out. Anyway, that refrigerator, I'm going to be taking that partition out, which has got all the pipes there. I'm going to be taking that out so that I can actually move my seat back further. But I've got a replacement seat that came out of a real cushy motorhome. And it'll spin around. It'll recline, all that stuff. It's real cushy. It's a heavy-duty cloth. It's got 2 armrests where this one's only got 1. But I need a little more room there behind the steering wheel. I fit okay, but I'd like a little bit more room there because I'm a big bellied guy. But the refrigerator then is going to be able to move about 5 inches further towards the front. And then the distance you see between this green cupboard and the black refrigerator, that's about 4.5 feet. And the innovation here is that's going to be a recliner, which is be backed up to that window, but it's going to recline, and the foot end of it will go out here into where my handicap lift is. And I'm thinking on a handicap lift that maybe above there, hinged down, will be a small TV, a DVD player, so that I can watch TV from my recliner, just looking straight forward. I'm not going to put my security up there. I might, but more if I do, it's going to be on a pivot so that I can turn it towards the rear. So if I'm in bed and I hear something, I can set up in bed and look out. See, one more thing here at least. Up here where you see that collapsible telescoping ladder, that's going with me, but it's going to be stored elsewhere. I've got room up there for, when I get all the junk out of the way, for another 12 volt, 110 volt camping refrigerator freezer. It's got a top lid on it. And so I'm going to run some 12 volt up there, so I'm not using the shuttle bus battery. I'm going to run some 12 volt up there to be able to run that, because it runs best on your 12 volt, which I'll have in large supply. And then also when I'm traveling, I can just reach over and grab a drink out of there or whatever. It'll also be, I'll put some covers on that so that it helps contain the cold inside. But it'll also be a spot where my puppy dog can sit and watch the road as we're going. Got a side window over there in front of those double doors. You can't see it from here because it's got a little short of chunk of wall right there in the way of it. But from the driver's seat, you can look out the side there. So, what else? Oh, this is a Michigan shuttle bus, and all your northern shuttle buses have insulated ceilings, floors, and walls. They put up the outer shell, then they spray foam all over all of it, and then they put on the inner walls. So it's already got plenty of insulation for what I need. I'm probably wish that I had a little bit more, but it's going to be adequate. I do have an air conditioner in the back, but that's only good for when it's running. So let me stop you a second here. Yeah, well, I don't know when my video quit, but it reached 4 gigabytes or something like that, and so it shut itself off, and then it came up and told me that after it had already shut off. But anyway, so a travel refrigerator up there runs off 12 volt. My spare tire right here, right at the end of this cupboard, and it's going to be ratchet strapped back into there and connected to this wall section here with a pipe, so that's good and secure. It's just the best place for it. It's not in the way there. Can't think of anything else. There may be, but darned if I can think of it. So anyway, what I'd like you to do is, even though this is it's an early tour, there'll be another full tour once I get things all prettied up in here. I'd like to ask you to like, subscribe, make a comment if you will. It all helps my channel. And my channel is called youtube.com @ symbol @ Tramp Traveler. So that's youtube.com / @ Tramp Traveler. Go back and watch all my other videos. I think this is number 22 of my build. And I've come an amazing way with a lot of amazing innovations. Use of space, I think, is probably the biggest thing. But I've got 4 drawers. You got the 2 down below, or 3 down there for the pantry, and another one below for the silverware and stuff like that. I've got 10 cubby holes in the back. I call them shelves. I've got the filing cabinet with two shelves. I've got my LP storage on another shelf for the drawer that pulls out. I've got a crate, which is going to go down here. And 3 more crates down below the bed. Between, the battery's going to go in the very rear, and then in front of that, towards the front of the bus, is going to be 3 crates that I've all had custom built for other big stuff. There'll be clothing, I don't know, bigger stuff, more pots and pans, maybe some tools. Although my trailer, which I'm going to be towing behind me here, it's going to have 2 truck toolboxes that normally go up on the sides of the top of a truck box. They're going to be mounted on the sides of this flatbed trailer, which is a tilt bed. And I'll be able to keep small things like air compressor, my welder, all kinds of tire tools, tarps, chairs, whatever, in those cupboards, in those toolboxes. But in between, I've got what I call a mud mower. Look it up. Mud mowers are a lawnmower that they've removed the mower deck, and they put some type of tractor tires on. And I've got one of those. It's a Simplicity 2-cylinder with a hydrostatic transmission. And that's going to get me out of trouble probably more times than not. And I'll be able to scout a trail out before I take this low-riding shuttle bus down it because of potholes and rocks and stuff. It'll also make it so that I can make sure that there's a turnaround when I'm heading back in there so I can get back out. And also for emergencies, if I break down back in the middle of nowhere, Timbuktu, I can jump on that and ride that out to where I got cell service or can get help. I can use that, I guess, in town for running around, although, excuse me, on the front of my shuttle bus, I'm going to have my handicap cart, which the VA provided for me with the turf tires. So I can actually use that, I guess, for scouting trails. That's got a 12-mile range, so it's electric. But we'll see. I want options, and I'll have options, lots of options. I'm going to have shore power so that I'll be able to hook up my generator, just turn that on and then run power in and charge the batteries if need be. But also on the very back end of this shuttle bus, I'm going to have 2 hitches, one for towing the trailer, and above that there's a hitch for one of these basket racks that you see on the cars. They'll put their camping supplies on it and stuff like that. Well, I got a big fiberglass lockable tub that's going to go on top of there, which is the same kind of tubs they use in beach houses, so that you can keep your chairs and your noodles and stuff like that in it, for lake life. But that's going to have my generator in it and probably some bigger items, maybe some lawn chairs or whatever. We'll see. I'm not going to load that down too heavy. That's a bumper mount, but I've got both of my hitches are tied together now, a regular frame mounted hitch, and then that bumper hitch, they're both tied together now so that it's super strong. So I've got a lot going on, a lot of innovation, a lot of innovative ideas. I think what I'm going to do is let Bob Wells alert him of this video so he can watch that, because when I do get out to Arizona, and that's my intentions, spend winters in Arizona, to find him and then have him do a tour of this bus. It's pretty darn unique. It's not fancy on the inside. Don't need fancy. I know a lot of them, that are $60,000-$70,000 shuttle buses when they're being sold. Got wood paneling all over the place and wood ceilings and stuff. I don't need that. That's for looks. I'm a bachelor, a handicap hermit, so I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm trying to impress myself with how easy usable this is going to be. My handicap lift will be able to get me in and out of it when I get a little bit older and can't walk at all, so I can still camp. Anyway, I thank you for sticking around watching this video as long as you have. And again, I'd like you to subscribe at youtube.com/@tramptraveler. And the final thing I've got for you is a nice little joke. It's a hunter. This is hunting season up here in Michigan. It's the 5th of November. And hunter is about ready to go into some thick woods. And this is a cartoon character. A bear is coming out of the woods, walking on his hind legs. He's got a roll of toilet paper in his hand, and he says to the hunter, he says, "You don't want to go in there." I love jokes. So anyway, thanks for watching, and youtube.com/@tramptraveler. We'll catch you later.